Howdy, this is PaleRider, and welcome to my all-new stream of Fallout New Vegas. As some of you might already know, this is my favorite game of all time, so I really have been looking forward to playing this. This is actually my 6th attempt to try to record this in the last 2 weeks. Everything keeps going wrong with it. It just isn't how I want it to be. I think it's because it's my favorite game ever. I have more expectations for it. And I also know a lot about it, so I try to explain way too much. So I'm going to try not to do that this time. I'll probably still do that a little bit, but I'm going to really try not to do this. I'm going to just try to play the game and with minimal explanations about what's going on. I'm going to assume that people know the Fallout universe a little bit, so I don't have to explain exactly how to play and how everything in the game works. I'm also going to try to keep my mind more open to the game, to play the game for fun instead of it being like a tutorial, like I keep seeming to do. So I'm just going to get into the game. Oh wait, one other thing before I start. I have put some mods in, not many, but I think about 14 mods. Some ones that retexture almost everything in the game, including the weapons. That's a separate mod that does the weapons. Environmental mod that makes things look a little more brighter and look better. A companion mod called Willow, which is going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to playing that mod. And a couple other ones that you'll see here and there, and I'll probably point them out as they come up. So, with that said, let's just get into the game. These are just loading in all the some of the DLCs. Oh, I guess I should say that I'm actually going to try this on keyboard. The controller wasn't working for me very good, and it's not working very good in Fallout 3 either. So I might even try keyboards on Fallout 3, but just to see how it goes. I might decide to throw the freaking controller back in halfway through this, so I don't know.
You're awake. How about that? Whoa, easy there, easy.
Hey, what's up, Doc?
You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second? Get your bearings.
That was my
Let's
very
see what
bad
the
imitation
damage is.
of Bugs Bunny.
How about your name? Can you tell me your name?
What up, Doc? What's my name? PaleRider. Yep.
I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. I'm
That's
Doc
my name.
Mitchell. Welcome to Good Springs. Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the
Rootin'?
bits of lead out.
Rotor-rootin'?
I take pride in my
Is it
needlework,
a cesspool in there?
but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place.
Falling out of place. Okay, I've did this. This is one of my 6th
How'd that
time in the
do?
last 2 weeks, so I think I can get through this pretty dang quick this time. Because I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm not going to go through the freaking character slider thing too much. Just this slider right here. Just bring that up to the old man. Wait, he's the other way, I guess. Oh, I passed him again. There we go. No, that's not him. There he is. And just wait for it. Wait for it. I'm not going to look like that the whole game. Let me put some hair on that bastard. There we go. Yeah, much better. Little bit of color. Should do it all white. No, that's not. Whoa, that actually looks better. What is that? Champagne? That's better than the color that I was using. Let me try that. These colors just don't look right. They don't look right. Something is freaking definitely wrong. That says bleached. Bleached. That don't look bleached. You know what? Where is the color that I was using? Not ginger. Auburn. No. Pecan. I don't know. Let's try Auburn. What the hell? Let's just do that. Done. And doneer. Yes, I'm good.
Well, I got most of it right anyway. Stuff that mattered. Okay. No sense keeping you in bed anymore.
You can see one of the mods right
Let's see
behind him
if
right
we can
there
get
that I
you
put
on
in.
your feet.
Ooh, can't see it now.
Good.
Oh,
Why don't you walk down to the end
oh,
of the
you're
room,
actually scarier
over
close
by
up.
that vigor tester machine.
Dude,
Take it slow now.
don't
It
scare
ain't
me
a
like that.
race.
Let me get a. Oh, I was trying to get a screenshot of his face, but it didn't work. All right. So yeah, this is one of the mods I put in. It puts in like old movie posters and old pinup posters and stuff. These are custom-made pinup posters over here, but there's other pinup posters around the wasteland here and there. A lot of them. And advertising posters, I noticed. There's a lot of like old Campbell's soup ones, and I noticed Kraft cheese spread one. That's actually, I think, in the bar over here. Okay, so let's
Ooh, looking good so far.
get our specials.
Go ahead
Man.
and give the vigor tester a try.
If you're new to...
We'll learn right quick if you got back all your faculties.
Are you done talking yet? Can I do this? Can I do this thing now? Okay. Yeah, if you're new to Fallout, specials stands for strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. It said it right a second ago. And each one of these helps you out in the game. Wait, let me just press this. Wait, up, right? There we go. So I'm going to bring this one up to 6, just to bring it up one. The default is 5 on each one of these. You can bring them down if you want, and that'll give you more points to spread around amongst the rest of them. But all of them start with 5, and you get 5 extra points to distribute between all of them. So I'm going to just put one of them there. And mostly on strength, I want to do that so I can get a little bit more carrying weight. I'm going to try to bring that up a little quicker than later. Perception. I'm going to skip that for now. That's really just a lot to do with how your senses and how you sense other people and enemies and things like that. Oh, and also helps out with your lockpicking skills. But I'll bring my lockpicking skills up quick anyway. So I'm going to skip that for now. There's other ways to put some of these in later. I'll show you it as they come. Not a whole lot of ways though. You can get actually 10 extra ones through adding perks, 10 extra points, and you can get 7, 8, 9, well actually 7 of these, one for each in implants, and I think you can get a couple more implants in one of the DLCs, but then you get a couple other implants that don't have anything to do with these. But, okay, enough explaining. Endurance I want to bring up. Endurance helps you a lot in the game, so I want to bring that up. And that also will help you with getting the other perks or the other skills later, the implants. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Charisma, speech and barter mostly. I'll get that up a different way. I don't want to waste my points on it here. Mostly intelligence. I want to bring this up at least 2 for now, and I'll bring it up more as I go, because this gives you more skill points to distribute between your skills, which we'll get to in a minute. But the higher your intelligence is, the better that is, and the better your science, repair, and medical skills are too. So I want that one up. And you notice I have no points left. So I'm going to take one out of agility, and I'll add one later back into agility to put into, and agility is just like it sounds. Helps you move faster, things like that. Gun speed, sneak, regeneration points for your action points, which you use for the VAT system, VATS system. That's an aiming system, and also for its action points is a lot to do with your stamina. But I'll get that up later. And yeah, I want to bring luck up. Luck affects everything. Everything in the game that has to do with any kind of randomization of numbers. If there's a 50% chance to do something and your luck skill's higher, then that 50% could go up to 70% chance of getting it done instead. Like aiming, accuracy, things like that. You know, if you're shooting at somebody and you have a 10% chance of shooting him normally, or hitting that person normally, and you have a higher luck, that can bring it up to a 50% chance of hitting it. So this affects almost anything in the game that has to do with luck, like in normal life, if you believe in that thing. So I'm done here. And you have a last chance to readjust these here if you want. You can take one off of something and put it on something else. Whatever you want. Okay, so done.
Yeah.
All right, Doc, I'm done there.
Standard score there.
I want to
But
check out
after what you've been through, I'd say that's great news.
Whoa, she's gonna
Well, we know
get her
your
nipple caught in
vitals
that
are
thing.
good, but that don't mean them bullets didn't leave you nuttered and the bighorn are dropping. What do you say you take a seat in my couch and we go through a couple of questions?
A bullet
See
left
if
me
your dog's
nuttier
still
than a
barking.
what? Okay. Oh, one thing I didn't mention is the opening sequence of the game is copyrighted. It has copyrighted music in it, Blue Moon, and there's at least one other song in there. I didn't want to put it with this stuff because I didn't want to have to worry about copywriting, but I did put it in a completely separate file and uploaded it right before this file, so it should be in the playlist or whatever right before this one. So check that out so you can find out exactly what happened at the beginning. It's really informative if you want to know anything about the game, if you haven't already seen it. If you have already seen it, then no problem. But yeah, at the start, and I got shot in the head, and that's what he's talking about. All right, Doc, what up?
All right. I'm gonna say a word. I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind. Dog.
Okay. See. Dog. Newspaper.
House.
Well, newspaper, actually, that could have 3 different meanings. You swat him in the butt with a newspaper, or he pees on the newspaper, or he goes and fetches the newspaper. I was thinking the peeing on newspaper. Okay. House. Shelter. Burglarize. Renovate. Target. Investment. Demolish. Shelter.
Night.
Dream.
Bandit.
Bandit. Stab. Vaporize. Reasonable. Swiss cheese. There you go.
Light.
Dark. Heavy. Beam. Flash. Inspiration.
Mother.
Mother. Regret. There you go. Human shield. Yep. Okay, sorry, Ma. Jeans. That's about all I really knew about my mother.
Okay. Now I got a few statements. I want you to tell me how much they sound like something you'd say. First one.
Because I
Conflict
didn't know my
just
mother.
ain't in
I knew my mother,
nature.
just not very good, man. How good do you know any woman? Okay, so what was that one? I don't know, no opinion, because I don't know what the question was. I can't remember. These actually don't really mean a whole lot.
I ain't given to relying on others for support.
Oh, I ain't giving for relying on others for support. Let's say, strongly agree.
I'm always fixin' to be the center of attention.
Always fixed by the set. I don't really give a shit.
I'm slow to embrace new ideas.
Oh, I like new ideas.
I charge
I
in to
agree
deal
with
my
the
problems
slowly
head on.
embrace. It doesn't really matter what you say here, though. Charge into battle headlong. Yeah, or trouble, something.
Almost done here. What do you say you have a look at this? Tell me what you see.
2 monkeys kissing. Doesn't it look like a baboon? Baboon's faces, lips, things. You don't have that answer, though. Say a oozing wound.
Okay. How about this one?
That one, yeah. There you go. I'm too embarrassed to say.
Last one.
Okay, I could see a bearded man in that one. So I'm going to say that, but it looks like somebody high-fiving. Two people high-fiving. But yeah, I could see the bearded dude in there.
Well, that's all she wrote. I don't have nothing to compare it to, so maybe you'd better just have a look at the results. See if it all seems right to you.
Oh yeah, all that psychological test there that he did, all it does is it presets each one, what you might want in these. But you can take them right out, so it doesn't really matter what you answer in that test that he gave you, because you can actually go in here, click out, unclick those, click on the ones you want. I want guns because that's the kind of weapon that I'm going to use most of the time. You can use energy weapons or explosives or melee or unarmed, but I'm going to use guns most of the time. So it's good to at least get one, whatever kind of weapon that you're going to use the most at the beginning here. It'll help out. Also lockpicking. So what this is doing is it's putting 15 points on anything, on 3 different skills. And lockpicking, I want to get my lockpicking up to 100 really early in the game, because there is a chest that has a sniper rifle in it that you can get relatively early in the game, but your lockpicking skill has to be up to 100. And I'm going to try to get that as quickly as possible, because it's actually the best, if not the second best, sniper rifle in the game, I think. Okay, also, science, repair, and medicine will come in handy in a lot of ways, but also speech. I'm going to bring my speech up right now, though, because speech, you need it for a lot of stuff. Anytime you're interacting with people, you're going to need your speech skills up to get them to open up more to you. And plus, there's a lot of speech checks when you're talking to somebody. If your speech check's high, you can pass it. You'll give it a percentage of the speech check, and you can pass it if your speech check's high. Higher your speech, the more chance you're going to get. And the higher your luck, too. More chance you're going to get to pass it. And there's speech checks for a lot of these other ones. Excuse me. Okay, let's just go. Done.
Before I turn you loose, I need one more thing from
all the
you.
main explaining
I got a
I'm going
form
to
for
do.
you to fill out. So
I got to explain this a little bit. Sorry, guys.
Just a formality. Ain't like I expect to find you got a family history of getting shot in the head.
Okay, these are the initial perks that you're going to get in the game. You get 2 of these at the start of the game. If you have all the DLCs, you get one more chance to. I think you should just change one of these later in the game. I don't think you can actually get a third one, but all of them have a good point and a bad point. They have something that's going to give you a good perk and something that's going to give you a bad perk. Like, this is a good example. 4 Eyes, while wearing any type of glasses, you have a +1 perception. Without glasses, you have a -1 perception. So without this perk, you're just going to have whatever perception you got at the start of the game, or if you add any more points to your perception. With this perk, if you're wearing glasses, you get an extra one of those. If you're not wearing glasses, it's -1. So it's not really a bad thing, because you can always wear glasses the whole time. If you don't like the regular glasses, you can wear sunglasses once you find some. There's a pair of glasses sitting on his freaking office table in the other room, so you can get glasses right at the beginning of the game, so you never have to freaking worry about any negative effects of this. All these other ones have some really bad negative effects. Like here, when your health drops below 50%, you gain +10 more damage. But you also suffer 2% to your agility and perception. All of these have some kind of a bad thing that happens for taking them, except the very last one, which that's one I'm going to take. One of the ones I'm going to take. And I really strongly recommend taking this, because without this, certain things in the game will not happen. The Wild Wasteland unleashes the most bizarre and silly elements of post-apocalyptic America. Not for the faint of heart or the serious of temperament. So it has some silly things. That's why it says not for the serious of temperament. It has aliens. It has... I don't know about the dogs running around with glasses. I don't know. But it has a lot of things to do with dead people, to bones. You'll find bones around that have... And you'll hear this sound in the background like woo or something every time you run into something that has something to do with this perk. So yeah, it's pretty cool, and it doesn't give you any negative effects unless you don't like aliens. Also, the one that I'm going to actually take, the second one that I'm going to take, is Good Natured. This one has some really bad effects, but it also has some good effects too. Okay, you gain +5 to barter, medicine, repair, science, and speech. But you have a -5 to energy, weapons, explosives, guns, melee, and unarmed. All these skills you can get action points for later, or skill points for later, and bring them up manually yourself. So it's not really that bad of a negative effect. This is just something that's going to happen initially in the game, and I'd rather have these skills up right now at the beginning of the game, the barter and medicine, and speech especially, and repair, than worry about these other ones, which I can bring up later if I need them. The only one I really care about a lot is guns, like I mentioned before, and I'll bring that up manually. So there's not a lot of negative things in there. You can go through these if you play this game and look at the rest of them and pick whatever ones you want. But I'm not going to go through them right now. Done.
All right, I guess that about does it. Come with me, I'll see you out.
Woohoo! I'm in my chonies. Doc. Please help. Please help. Just one shot to the groin and I'm gone. I need at least a cup. Can you give me a cup? Ooh, there's a hat. I'm going to take your hat, though. Thank you. Thank you, Doc. Doc!
Here, these are yours.
Oh, he's giving my clothes
Was
back.
all you had on you when you was brought in. I hope you don't mind.
Actually, all this stuff...
I gave the note a look. I thought it might help me find a next of kin. But it was just something about a platinum chip. Well, if you're heading back out there, you ought to have this. They call it a Pip-Boy. I grew up in one of them vaults they made before the war. We all got one. Ain't much use to be now, but you might want such a thing after what you've been through. I know what it's like having something taken from you. And put this on, too, so the locals don't pick on you for lacking modesty. Never was much my style, anyway.
Okay, yeah, so, yeah, the stuff he gives you here is the stuff that you initially have in the vanilla game. A while ago when the other mods were loading up, they gave you some other stuff at the very beginning that have to do with, not mods, DLCs. So with all the DLCs, you get quite a few things to start with. Hey, thanks for patching me up, Doc.
Don't mention it. It's what I'm here for. You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town. She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert.
That's the tutorial.
She'll likely be at the saloon. Yes. I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out, too. And the metal fella, Victor, who pulled you out of your grave. Anyway, you ever get hurt out there, you come right back. I'll fix you up. But try not to get killed anymore.
Try not to get killed. I'll try not to, Doc. I don't want to get killed. I am not going to go for hardcore mode. You could read this if you want. It's on the screen right now. Pause and continue when you get done, but screw that shit. Ain't that a kick in the head? That's the main quest. All right. So I am actually going to pause right here because I'm going to loot back in the saddle, I think. Is that what I just did? Quest added. They went that away. Huh. Okay, yeah, I'm going to pause right here for a minute because I'm going to loot his house real quick and then sell him back everything that I loot. Yeah, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and I done did it. I sold him all the stuff that I looted from him, or most of it at least, as much money as he had, and got some stim packs from him. So I wanted to show a few more things. There's a few things that he talks about here that'll help out in the game, so I'm going to do that. And also, I'm going to show you about the speech check. Speech check 30. I have over 30 speech checks, so this should work fine. This will give me a couple stim packs. My wounds still hurt a little. Give me something for the pain.
Of course. You've been through a lot.
So succeed. That can
Ain't
fail
much, but
if you
this'll
don't have.
do you right if the pain flares up.
If you don't have the high enough score. Hurt Doc, he'll help you if you have any injuries or rat poisoning or addictions to any drugs. Tell me about yourself.
Well, I already told you I came from a vault. After that, I was a traveling doctor for a spell. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Most folks out here ain't educated, so people with medical know-how are hard to come by. I found that I could help a lot of people with what I knew, and that was all right with me. Eventually, I went back and married my childhood sweetheart, and that was the end of my traveling days. Didn't miss it none then. Still don't.
I'm going to kind of skip through all this a little bit quick.
This here's Good Springs, named after the water we got here, just down the road to the southeast. Good Springs Source, they call it. It's a quiet town, and that's how we like it. We don't go looking for trouble, though occasionally it sees fit.
There we go. I was trying to figure out how to pass by it. Can you tell me about Good Springs?
Well, there's a general store just up the road, run by a fella named Chet. He don't got nothing fancy, but he's got your basics covered. If you're looking to wet your whistle, just past Chet's is the Prospector Saloon. The bartender there, Trudy, knows everyone in town. Other than that, there's not much to see. Just people trying to scratch out a living.
Hey, could you give me the rundown one more time? Let's just pass that up this time. If anything's highlighted, if it's a darker color, it's stuff that you haven't asked them. Once you've talked to them, to a person, it'll gray out like this. But sometimes you need to go back into the grayed out areas to find more. You kind of remember what you're. You'll figure it out. But it's good to exhaust all of the options that you can, because you can run into speech checks that'll give you XP and help you out later in the game, opening up maps, things like that. So
you take care.
Yeah, opening up parts on the map that you wouldn't otherwise know about. I'm gonna before we leave here, there's one other thing I want to talk about is this. Oh, I forgot about this crate under here too. Ooh, I regret that. Get some sarsaparilla, sunset sarsaparilla. This is another one of the checks I was talking about. This broken 9mm submachine gun. You have to have a repair skill of 25 or greater, and you can repair it, and then you can keep it. I don't have 25 yet. I think I have 24. Pretty close. Also here for chemistry, you have to have science of 25 or greater. I'll leave that alone. Actually, my science should be pretty high too. Magazines that you find all over the place. There's two different kinds. There's two different kinds. There's a magazine and then there's a book. I picked up a magazine a second ago, so I'll show you it right here. This effect makes your medical skill plus 10 more. So if I had one of these magazines that was a science skill or a repair skill, I could take it right now and bring my skill levels up a little bit. Yeah, see it. Science and repair, I both got 24, which I need 25 on each one of those to get that. If I had the book for it, I could take that right now and repair that gun, or do this chemistry set. And I think the chemistry set just gives you a few chems that you can use later. Yeah, the books are permanent increases, and you can tell the difference in them because they don't have immediate effects like that science book that I just, or what book was it? Oh, there it goes. See, it says effects med plus 10. You don't see that on the books. The books will not have an effect on them, and they actually weigh 2 pounds. This one weighs 0, dash dash. And the value, I think, is a little bit higher on the books. So you could take those immediately, but I would wait until you're at least level 4, because there's a perk you can get that'll double it. It also doubles the skill books also. Instead of 10 points increase, you get a 20-point increase. So yeah, if you wait until you get to level 4, then you can get that perk. And any books that you find before that time, just save until you get to level 4 so you can get that. Alright, it's going to load in all the DLCs. It's bright out here, Doc. You didn't fix my eyes. One other thing I want to mention. Trying not to freaking treat this as a tutorial, but there's some things I feel I need to explain. And it'll come up in a second. Hold on. It showed something a second ago, but I passed by it too fast. There's going to be one more perk or DLC that's going to load. There it is. Sierra Madre. Watch. Okay, right here. It says your level cap has been raised by 5. There's a level cap in the game. In the vanilla game, it's only up to level 30. With all 4 of the big DLCs, each one of them gives you an increase of 5. So that can raise your level cap up to 50. That means you can't go past level 50. No way in the game that you could ever go past level 50. It kind of sucks. Really sucks. Because, especially in this game, in Fallout 4, there's no level cap. You can go as high a level as you can. So you can get as many perks as you want, as long as you keep leveling up. This one with and also you get a perk in that game and in Fallout 3 every time you level up. This game, you don't. You only get a perk. You can only choose a perk on even numbered level ups at 2, 4, 6, 8. So every other level. So with the level cap at 30, you can only get 15 perks. 15 main perks. With level cap at 50, you can get 25 main perks. There's a way around it, and it's a little cheaty if you're on a computer system, or PC instead of the consoles. You can go into this console here and change. When you get up to level 50, ooh, Lad's Life, that's a magazine. You get up to level 50, you can set your level back down to 49, and then every time you get to level 50, set it back down to 49, so that every single time you get to level 50 again, you can get a new perk. It's a little bit cheaty, but it's not. I don't consider it any more cheaty than a lot of the mods that you use and things like that, you know, or just some of the glitches and things like that. There's some glitches that are more cheaty than doing that. That's just doesn't really give you any advantages in the game. It just makes it so you can get more perks, and that's being rewarded for playing the game more.